I welcome all of you, those who are watching right now this chat. We call this as a chat with our deacons. So here with me are Deacon Larry from St. Joseph's and Deacon Bill from Our Lady of Sorrows Church. So I welcome the deacons. We are doing this in order that our people right now, those who have nothing except the masses, we want to provide you with some sort of familiar conversations with familiar people. That is why we are starting this today. Eventually, I am going to have more chats with CCD teachers, with our ministry leaders, with our parents, with our families, and so on. And also, I should thank today Ed McCaffrey. Without his help, I cannot do this. Even for the live streaming of the Mass, he has been of very good help. So, Ed, thank you. Now, let us begin this video chat. Deacons, good afternoon. And I'm very, very glad to have you with me. And now let us begin. Well, deacons, nice to be here. Why don't we start with speaking something about you and how long you have been a deacon? Maybe Bill?
I've been a deacon 13 years now. I was ordained in 2007. Prior to that, I was a Eucharistic minister at church, and then I became a lector, and then that was ongoing while I was taking my courses at Holy Apostles, is where we had most of our training for the diaconate.
Deacon Larry?
Well, I guess I've been a deacon for, I'm going to say 20 years, but an extra 4 years of that was you had to become a commissioned lay minister for the Diocese of Norwich, which was 4 years before you could even interview for the diaconate. But the goal was to get that. I've been a parishioner at St. Joseph's for 50 years. My family, my kids, baptized, confirmation, the usual family things. And I was a lector for 10 years and did recruiting, ran the Eucharistic minister training program as a deacon, and prayer ministry for 15 years. RCA ran for 20 years. I retired when you came along because I'd had 20 years, a long time. And it was good to see Dennis take it over. And that's about it.
Well, in our history, something really happened which never took place ever before. For 3 full months, we closed our churches. So I want to ask you, how did that affect you in your faith and your life? Maybe Deacon Bill?
It was a unique situation, shall we say, to undergo this. I had been attending Mass, obviously, each weekend growing up, and continued to do that. And as a deacon, serving at Mass on the weekends, Saturday and the 2 Masses on Sunday. And then all of a sudden, everything stopped. So it didn't impact my faith per se. I mean, I continued to do my prayer time and spirituality. The biggest way it affected me was not being able to interact with the parishioners. People I would see week after week after week, and we would share conversation. Sometimes we had breakfast downstairs that we were no longer having. We had Knights of Columbus dinners we could not have. And it was, like I say, it was a unique situation. Perhaps it made my faith stronger because I had to change perhaps my outlook. And of course, all this was ongoing with the numbers day by day of the people coming down with the early stages of the coronavirus, and then had no idea it was going to be such an impact after that. But as far as my faith, as I say, it's continued to be strong, and that's it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah. Deacon Larry?
Well, really, the strange part was standing up there giving a homily and there's nobody in the pews. That was kind of felt, the first time. But the next time around, it wasn't, you kind of had used to it because you knew it was going on video. As far as how did it affect my faith life, spiritual, like Bill, nothing much has changed. The liturgy of the hours, prayers, attendance at Mass, communion. Fortunately, being able to receive the Holy Eucharist for those 3 months was great. It really was. Because without it, if you go to Mass and you can't receive communion, something's missing.
Yeah. As for me, it was very unique situation because I did one Mass for the weekend with you, the live stream Mass. But for the daily Masses, I did my own, which is really interesting. On the one side, I was alone. But on the other side, it was very unique spiritual experience. Instead of saying the prayers aloud, I was internalizing to myself. And once or twice, sometimes, I saw people walking in, not knowing that the Mass was going on, and they would join and receive communion. So it was very, very interesting lifetime. But at the same time, I also had a long time for reflection, personal reflection about my life, about the parish life, So it was very, very unique, special, I would say, God-given time. Now, the next one I wanted to ask you is about this. Long before I came here, you have been serving this parish. So you know the place and people much more than me very well. I came with yoking, then now merging. Have people ever talked to you about their experience with yoking or merging? Deacon Bill?
The same phrase I just used for the other question was, again, a unique situation. Two independent parishes started to have some ongoing discussions about the potential of yoking. Many years ago, we had discussed the potential of it, and that sort of was put on the back burner, but we had to go forward with it. And I think some people have had a hard time with it because of the feeling of that this is my church and that's their church. But I think we've tended to break down those walls now. People have accepted it now. Before the pandemic, we were starting to have activities together, some dinners, some potluck suppers, and working together and praying together, doing the joint celebrations of Easter and Christmas together. So I think it was warming up, shall we say. That we still have a way to go, but I think people have handled it well. I haven't heard any people who've been angry about it at all, because when the people realized the reasons we had to go forward this way, it was the only way we had to go, and they have accepted it.
Okay, thank you. Deacon Larry?
Well, I can say that I really haven't been serving two independent parishes. My parish has been St. Joseph's for 50 years. And when the yoking came along, I really wasn't involved in that for different reasons. But as far as people, there are still some angry people out there. I'm sorry, but there are. You know, I'm not mentioning names or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I find for the most part they are long-term parishioners that, like me, you know, my family grew up with St. Joseph's, and it's very hard to change after all those years that now all of a sudden, you know, the only time I come to get involved with Our Lady of Sorrows is at Easter and Christmas. Other than that, I really don't know many people in Our Lady of Sorrows. So I don't think I should speak about that. But as far as St. Joseph's goes, because of the COVID, we're just seeing a minimum number of people. So it's pretty hard to get a thing on you. I mean, you can't even go down the aisle and talk to them after Mass or greet them at the door like we used to be able to. And if they did have issues, some of them would come over and, you know, ask you to come aside because I got this question and that question. Well, that has all gone away for now, for the moment, because of the COVID. And it is kind of strange, the order of the Mass, you know. And my question to myself is, well, when we go back to the ordinary way, the proper way, then will I remember, you know, what happens next? Other than that, you know, it is what it is, as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. Now, you know, in our parish next to me, you are the spiritual leaders, you know. So that's why we are able to share things more openly. Now, I am going to ask you this question. Now, in this situation or going forward, now for the past 10 months, we have been going through this problem and explained by Deacon Larry, you know, that maybe not even 1/3 of the people are coming to church. Now, do you have anything to say about this when the normal time comes? Do you see any problem or any hurdle that would stop people from coming to church? Deacon Bill?
It's a hard question. People have the opportunity to watch the online masses, ours, but a lot of other places too.
Yeah.
And that's been a great convenience for them, especially those who have health concerns and don't want to take a chance to come out to the actual physical mass. And I think it's going to take time. I would hope things return to normal, but I don't anticipate it'll be a very quick change because the concerns of COVID are still going to continue even after everybody's vaccinated, and we're doing everything we can to keep things clean, etc. So, like I say, it's really I hate to keep using the same phrase, but it's really a tough thing to decide. I think a lot of people are anxious to come back. So how quickly that's going to happen, though, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think until people really feel comfortable that it's safe to venture out now and come back. And I'm sure most of the parishioners feel that they are missing something in life by not being able to come to Mass. You can watch it on TV, yes, but to receive the Eucharist is the primary, shall we say, the high point of coming to Mass is to receive Jesus. And they've been without that, and I'm sure they're longing for it.
Okay. Deacon Larry.
Well, I figure I'll wait till we begin normal life. Until that time, I don't know. The church is open all day, every day, for people that want to visit. And that's not an issue because of one or two people, If they want to make a pilgrimage, I think that'd be a good idea. Daily, if they want to. We have morning Mass every morning. We alternate, but we still have it. And we have the ability to go there to receive the Eucharist anytime we go to Mass physically. But I think the people will make that choice. It may come back slow, or it may come back in a rush because they missed it so long. That we've been fortunate as clergy because we've been here. We're participating, but a lot of people are not because of the COVID. That has a big thing to do with it. And I believe we've all got the vaccine now, so that's a plus for us. And I see more and more people have got it and received it. And when I went to get the shot, there's quite a few people doing that, which is good. As far as coming back to church, I think they do miss it. And several people have said that. They can't wait until, shall we say, that the doors are open again and that blue tape on the floor goes away. But for now, I guess until when that time comes, I really don't know what's going to happen. I could make a guess, but I'd probably be wrong. It's like the weather,
Yeah. We can hope that eventually people will come back. But I'm also really open to the will of God. I'm trying to understand that, trying to discern it, but I'm open. When God is going to bring back people, probably God is going to bring more opportunities, more ways of dealing with these things. So I'm open to that.